Breaking news. We are in talks with United States government on new Biafran policy liberation. Simon Èkpá Njoku speaks out. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people, lovers of freedom all over the world, and welcome to Let's Talk TV, your one and only YouTube platform that gives you quality news and information on everything happening in Biafran territory. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel and make sure you turn on your notification because we will notify you whenever we drop our spanking news. The news in detail. The Prime Minister of Biafran Republic government in exile has said that he commenced talks with the United States government over a new Biafran policy framework and Biafran liberation. Simon Èkpá Njoku disclosed this in a statement through his official X handle on Monday, noting that he spoke to Biafrans during a virtual tour in Australia. He noted that the call for Biafran self-determination is rooted in historic grievances, economic disparity, and socio-political marginalization by the Nigerian government. According to him, it is a passion for the struggle for self-rule that made over 50 million Igbo vote for the Biafran referendum. He stressed that Biafran Republic government in exile's recent consultation with United States congressmen were driven by the backdrop of creating a new policy framework over Biafra. The call for Biafran self-determination is deeply rooted in historical grievances, economic disparity, and socio-political marginalization. And now, with the renewed Islamic Usman Dan Fodio jihadism expansionist, which is being resisted, our struggle has become a struggle for the survival of the Biafran people. The Prime Minister Simon Èkpá went further to say, for over 50 million Biafran who already voted in the ongoing self-referendum, the argument for leaving Nigeria is not just about identity but survival, peace, unity, equity, and progress. My fellow Biafran, we have seen the paradigm shift in the cause of Biafran liberation as meetings and consultations with the members of the United States Congress continue to receive his desired attention. Our meeting with the United States Congressmen, we have taken the Biafran liberation to the global stage for the very first time since after the war. I will share with you some of the key outcomes of our recent meeting with United States Congressmen regarding recognition of Biafran independence. We met with the most senior member of the United States government, including the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mike Johnson, the third highest official of the United States government, the Chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Michael McCauley, and a plethora of members of Congress. These members are now well educated about Biafra, and we are closely working with them to form a new Biafran policy for the United States government, which until now has not had one. For most members of Congress we met with, this had been the first time the Biafran issue had ever been presented to them. As such, much of our discussion is providing an informational briefing on Biafra, as well as the malign nature of the Nigerian Act government. We also discuss our activities such as the self-referendum and upcoming December 2nd declaration. The Prime Minister went further to say, the reception by the members of Congress to our message has been overwhelmingly positive. Not a single member of Congress we met with expressed support for the Nigerian terrorist government. So, the main challenge currently is to fill the information gap in Washington, D.C., and to educate as many members of Congress as possible. There were explicit commitments and assurances given by members of Congress. We have met to support the Biafran cause. That is the update of the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá as he is doing the needful, for the Biafran struggle. We are actually blessed. I'll keep on saying this, without any fear, because I've actually seen, you know, um a lot of freedom fighters fall out, as a result of pressure, from the Nigerian government and pressure, from the whole struggle. Let me tell you, freedom fighting is not just a mere talk or something, to how will I put it, something to just brag about, make noise, and it ends there. No, it entails a lot. And that is why, people need to encourage the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá. It is actually shameful. There are some people who claim that they are lovers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but they end up fighting this man. And the big question I keep on asking, which I am yet to get an answer to, is what is the crime of the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá Njoko? What is his crime? Thank you once again for joining us. Let us go further and hear, on the issue regarding, Biafrans commenting, and also the voice of the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá Njoko, where he addressed a critical issue. Enjoy.
I want to conclude by saying one more thing here. When our Prime Minister is trending, our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is trending. And when our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is trending, Biafra is trending. And when Biafra is trending, we all know that our freedom is trending. Thank you, everyone. I will yield my mic here.
Thank you so much, MRJ. Thank you for your submission. We appreciate your coming to take the mic and making your submission. I'm just quickly going to remind you what the Prime Minister said on the on his tour to Australia. Just a little clip. It's exactly what we are talking about here. The reason why the whole 50 million people have voted for Biafra. The reason why we must leave that evil contraption called the zoo Nigeria. The reason is for survival. I'm going to play this. It's not going to take time for you to understand. For the likes of the stupid people who haven't keyed in, or the ones that have keyed in, but they are just here to disrupt us, or the people who know the truth but pretending to themselves and not being honest to themselves, to let them know nothing at all that you present or bring here that is going to stop us. Nothing. Nothing. We are determined people. We are fighting for survival. It is beyond any other thing you can think of a human being will be, even a lower animal. Fight for survival. It is our survival. You heard what one of the speakers said. The whole of Benue State did the election, and every seat was won by APC. Benue State, can you imagine? Where people are being killed in mass and people are buried in mass grave. You have well over almost 2 million people in IDP camp over there. And everybody, the world, the local government, everything, every single, they say they sweep, every single thing. So we are fighting for survival. They want to, the incursion of the Fulani Caliphate is spreading. They are heading towards our area, and we must stop them. We must stop them. And to stop them is exactly what we are doing. So I just quickly want to play this. I just want to search for the beat that I want. Just a second, guys. I think I can play it from here. I think this is okay.
I want you to also understand that this self-determination for Biafra, the hunger for self-determination for Biafra has also, as a result, come as a result of the socio-political marginalization. And now with the renewed Islamic Usman Dan Fodio jihadist, expansionist conquest, which is being resisted ruthlessly by the Biafra forces today. Our struggle and the liberation for Biafra has become a struggle for survival of you, your household, and your children. I am talking to the Biafra people now. For over 50 million Biafrans, which many of you are part of, who already voted in the ongoing Biafra self-referendum. The argument for leaving Nigeria is not just about our identity, but it's all about the survival of our people. It is all about for peace. It is all about for our unity. It is for equity and progress and justice. Because anywhere there is absence of justice, what you have in place is anarchy. My fellow Biafrans, we have seen the paradigm shift in the course of this our Biafra liberation under my leadership and under Biafra government. As you all can see, the meetings and consultation with the members of the US Congress continue to receive a desired attention. Our aim and objective is this multidimensional approach will at the same time be putting Biafra on the global stage, the global discussion. We are not one with Nigeria. We are pulled apart. The ethnic diversity is a very dangerous one. And today, the Biafrans in Australia will have the opportunity to be briefed on some of the high-level meetings of the United States with the United States officials. Biafra will be the beginning of civilization in Africa. And that's what many people are scared of. But you see, like the Israel Prime Minister, we will win, with or without you. We have taken the Biafra liberation to the global stage for the very first time since after the war. Even during the Biafra war, Biafra discussion, Biafra issue, Biafra cause, Biafra case were not in the global stage. The only reason that the Biafra case came to the global stage was as a result of the images coming from the dying children in Biafra land. That was the only thing that put Biafra on the global stage. And when the United States of America was contemplating supporting Biafra, those that were in the leadership of the Biafra then have no knowledge, they have no contact details, they have no lobbyists in the United States who could actually make them understand what is going on, and then also who could educate the policy makers and the decision makers of the United States. That didn't happen. Today, under my leadership and under this Biafra government, which is the government of the people, we have corrected that mistake. We have taken this liberation and the issue of Biafra to the stage that has never, where it has never been before, for the very first time. I will share with you some of the key outcomes of some recent meeting with the United States Congress regarding the recognition of Biafra independence. My fellow Biafrans in Australia and beyond, we met with the most senior members of the United States Congress. We met with the most senior members of the US government, including the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mike Johnson, the third highest official of the US government, the chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Michael McCall, and a plethora of members of Congress. These members are now well educated about Biafra. It has never happened in the history of Biafra and Nigeria. We are closely working. After being briefed, after educating these people, decision makers, we are now closely working with them to form a new Biafra policy for the US government, which until now currently has not had one. You may not understand the heaviness of the word I am speaking now, but you're going to know later on. And I believe Nigeria understand what I'm saying. For most members of the Congress we met, those we discussed with, this has been the first time the Biafra issue had ever been presented to them. As such, much of our discussion is providing an informational briefing on Biafra as well as Malay nature of the Nigerian terrorist government. We also discuss our activities such as the self-referendum, which already recorded over 50 million votes, and the upcoming December 2nd declaration. My fellow Biafrans and our friends and lovers of freedom, on Biafra Independent Declaration, the reception by the members of the Congress to our message has been very overwhelmingly positive. Not a single member of the US Congress we met, or those we met with, ever expressed any support for the Nigerian terrorist government. So, the main challenge currently is to fill in this information gap in Washington, D.C. And that's what our focus is now for the next 2 months. And to make sure we educate as many members of the Congress as possible. So many of you do not understand how this international politics or politicking is being played. For those who follow the history of the apartheid regime and the role of the US government in ending it, will understand why we are doing what we're doing today. There were explicit commitment and assurances given by members of Congress we met to support the Biafra cause. Added through different expressions, we are now working with members of the Congress on several groundbreaking initiatives, which are ongoing and will be made public at the appropriate time. Biafrans in Australia, I want you to understand that the defense of Biafra land, defense of our women and children will remain the most priority of this Biafra government. And that we are doing with everything in us. The support that we have received so far, the activities of the government can speak for itself. Biafrans in Australia, if you are still standing on the fence, watching how this will end, believe me, the time will come when we will not need your money. I remember that I have always said something similar, including in other measures that the Biafra government has taken in the past. And they will think that we are just joking. But at the end of the day, it will come to manifestation. Thank you for inviting me today. And remember, every penny counts.
Thank you for listening to that. I think that's a very big development in our restoration of Biafra. The feedback we got from the American legislators, it's a very, very fantastic feedback we've got from them. The mere fact the mere fact that nobody supports the Nigerian cause and the Nigerian narrative, and the mere fact that we are able to tell our own story, to tell the way it is, to be involved in the process of creating the Biafra policy for the United States of American government. It is a big, big shift in our restoration in a positive way. We can only get better. Like the Prime Minister said, we are bridging the gap. Bridging the gap in the sense that information is complete and accurate because it is directly from the people involved. So that gap that has been wide open, that has been abused, that has been manipulated, that has been thrown apart, that's caused so many lives, that has put us in where we are, that gap is being bridged by the activities of the Biafran government in exile and de facto government in the homeland, by our diplomacy, our diplomatic prowess that we are doing, with the support of our lobbyists. It can only get better. Don't be more positive. Don't even think otherwise. It's a game of international politics. And I know the zoo country will be quaving, be jumping up and down the place, will not know exactly what to do. They are going to now going out to meet whoever they are going to meet. They've thrown everything. Like the Prime Minister said, the photo you saw, the Shetima and his cronies taken with the Prime Minister of Finland, is to satisfy their home audience, to say, come on, you guys have been screaming, the whole insecurity in the Southeast is because of one man, Simon Èkpá. Can't you do something about that? You saw Musa jumping from one media house to the other, jumping from everywhere, not able to sleep, not doing his job, but blaming it on another person. You can't allow Simon Èkpá to take the airspace. Now, can you allow Simon Èkpá? Are you going to stop Simon Èkpá now? Talking to the legislators in USA. You can't allow Simon Èkpá to do this. You go and talk to them. You can't allow Simon Èkpá to do that. That is what it is. When you know what you are doing, there's nobody that can take it away from you. The bunch of loonies, the bunch of these people over there don't know what they are doing, which is the zoo, Nigeria. They have caused so much damage, so much pain, so much genocide, so much killings on our people, because a bunch of them do not know what they are doing. And we cannot carry on this way. And that is exactly what the multi-dimensional approach our Prime Minister, the bridge, and the de facto government in the homeland are using. Look at the short period. In fact, Elias, which is one of the lobbies, said he is astonished the speed and the progress which we have made. He is so astonished. That is why you know that everything we are doing, Chukwuka Biama is on the throne. And you know that we are blessed to have the men piloting this restoration, because they know what they are doing. They have sacrificed everything. I know the meaning of sacrifice. Everything they have sacrificed. You know, they've put their life online, their businesses, their everything for what they are doing. Elias said to us the other day, I don't know if this guy sleeps. Our Prime Minister, he says, I don't know whether he sleeps or not. He's there. He said to us that you haven't seen the best of me. You now start seeing the best of me. And we are now seeing the best of you, Prime Minister. He said, I walk with speed. If you don't have that pace, you cannot walk with me. And you can tell that he is a full package. the full package that is going to restore Biafra. And that is why they are all dying. They are all envious. The Yoruba Ronus and the Afonjas and all of these, the likes of the Abubakars and all of the Arewas and all of them, especially his own brothers and sisters who are Biafrans, who know they cannot do what he's doing. They are still very envious and jealous of him. The guy is the full package. He is the last bus stop to restore Biafra. Get it into your empty skull and know that you cannot do no jack about it. And fall in line and stop messing around the place. We are fed up of your nonsense that you're putting out there, especially the Biafrans who are our brothers, who have failed by going to support the London boy, Obi, who is a criminal that he is. They have failed. They will not accept their failure. Address your problem and then move on. You have failed. Even the best way to decide who rules you is by voting. That is your legal right. But yet, the zoo deprive you people of it. You obedient. The zoo deprive you of it. You could not even do anything with that. And you are still clamoring and still talking trash. Open ego space, talking trash every day over there. Because you're going nowhere. You are already at the end of your tether. You cannot go further. Not even an inch any further. But why Biafran restoration leading by Prime Minister Simon Èkpá and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu holding on in there, sending the message, I am with my spiritual son. And that is why I am not going to move an inch. It is Biafra. I have promised Biafra. I have given everything for everything. And he said he will not disappoint. And he's leading from the front. He said it. He did not even realize that that's the way he's going to lead from the front. But he's leading from the front because he's steadfasted. He's standing strong and he's standing straight. It has made us to achieve everything we are achieving now. And he has said to them, you cannot try me. And he knows that. And he said he's happy to wait more. He's happy to wait more years as long as justice is God. And he knows that his son, his spiritual son, is getting the justice. And that is what he's doing. And if you don't know, you don't know. That is the bottom line. And when Prime Minister said, what you don't know is bigger than you. And a lot of these people know the truth, but they have failed themselves. And we will continue to strive to progress, and we are heading to Biafra because our eyes is on the rising sun and nothing more. And the sun will continue to rise. Right now, the sun will continue to rise from the east, and nothing will stop the sun rising from the east. And that is where our eyes is, and that is where we are heading to, and that is where Biafra is. So my people, we will do this many more time. Because the situation now is that, just listen to what the tech guy said, they are going to come, but we will not, they will do everything like they say, they will kill us, we will kill them, Biafra will come. This is exactly the situation. Even on the space, they are now regrouping. They can't do nothing. They are waiting for the convention, 29th of November to 3rd of December. They are now regrouping. How are we going to flood the social media? How are we going to flood the media on what they are doing? Mate, you are too late. You are too late, because no amount of ganging up. The worst you could do is to take the mic away from us. That will stop what we are doing. My sister Stella, I welcome you to this space. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Today is the biggest lesson I've learned on coming to this space, but I'm still standing. I appreciate you coming. And for every single one of you that have been here, I do appreciate you being here.